Brothers and sisters, welcome to our NJO LEO program, excuse me, of the 10th of November 2018. My name is Odom Bulamba. I'm the presenter of this program. So I'll be with you for the next few or several minutes talking about the situation of the Congo Democratic. So I'll invite you to be with me for the rest of the time so that we can go through all those few steps and you can get informed and know what has been taking place into the Congo for the last 48 or 24 hours. Without taking longer, let us go to our headlines. Elections. The use of state property for the campaign is prohibited. Thursday, the landing in a private jet on Bimpemba Airport in Bujimai, Shadari took with me the sub-ministers of the DRC in order to start his process of campaigning somehow, but that in spite of the electoral law and of the constitution which forbids the public agent to engage for the benefit of a candidate. The appointment of Trump's new special envoy is a signal to Congolese leaders. So the Secretary Pompeo is pleased to announce his appointment of Dr. Peter Pham to serve as the United States Special Envoy for the Great Lakes region in Africa. The opposition in Geneva to choose a common candidate. What has been taking place? What happened yesterday, the 9th of November? We'll keep you to date. We'll tell you what exactly has happened in order for you to be informed of what took place during the meeting of yesterday. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about Peter Tshiani, Peter who has been under arrest because he published something which didn't go through well in the life of Chibala. So Chibala didn't swallow it properly. He was unhappy, so he put him under arrest. So these are the main lines that we are going to talk about, and at the end I have to make some comment about the opposition, the meeting of the opposition of the 9th of November in Geneva. So I will briefly tell you what has taken place, just the important part of it, and that will be my comment at the end of this program. Let us start. On Thursday, excuse me, yeah, that will be on a Thursday, as you may know. When landing in a private jet at the Bimpemba Airport, so there was a small problem because landing at the airport in Bujimai, Shadari took the Minister of Energy, the Minister of Economy, the Minister to the Prime Minister in spite of electoral law and of the constitution which forbids the public agents to engage for the benefit of a candidate or a party under penalty of being invalidated. Some opposition candidates accused Shadari of using state personnel for his campaign. However, in this regard, John Peter Kalamba, who is a rapporteur for CENI, recalled the strength of the Article 36 of the electoral law. This provision reads as follows. It is forbidden the use for the purpose of electoral propaganda of property, finances, and personnel of the state, enterprises, institutions, and public bodies and companies of mixed economy. The use of the property, finances, and public staff referred to above is punishable by the cancellation of the candidacy or the cancellation of the list of the political party, the political group, or the self-employed who are guilty of it or whose candidate is guilty of it. It thus proposed to those who feel aggrieved. So this was Jean-Pierre Kalamba. He proposed to those who feel aggrieved to seize the clerk for the Constitutional Court with the supporting evidence, reserving a copy to the CENI. So what happened? What was the response of Ramazani in revenge? Ramazani in revenge said, or responded to those accusations of his opponent on the use of state means to carry out his campaign Friday 9th of November at a press conference which was held in Kinshasa. Ramazani insisted in saying he respects the prescription of the law and cannot use the public treasury for its electoral purposes. He said that these multiple political oppositions occupied during his career and the due of members or participation or help of members of his group have allowed him to save enough to beat the election campaign. Unfortunately, the CENI and the Supreme Court are the two bodies responsible for examining these files, and the two are not neutral and are like a telecommand or are like remote control of Kabila. What does that mean? The law says that none of the candidates should, at any price, none should go with either ministers or people of the Congo, or take money or using the property of the country to campaign. However, Ramazani Shadari took 3 ministers with him in Bujimai, as you can see behind me, and those people are just people of the government. And is not allowed to do so according to the electoral law or again according to the constitution of the country. So, because other politicians complained, other people complained about his way of doing things. His response was, I've got money, and with my money, I can buy whatever I can buy. I can use it to campaign or to do my, preparation for the coming elections. Truly, it's true that money can hire this jet, money can hire the sound system, money can hire any material things, but I'm wondering if, because he has got money, he can also hire the ministers. Did he hire them or not? You can tell me more about that. So we can see that Ramazani Shadari continues to somehow to dodge the law or to break the law, and no one says nothing. And those people who went to complain to CENI, as I've just told you, the response of CENI was that, we can't do nothing about it. He broke. We know that he violated the Article 36, and we can't do nothing about it. You can go maybe to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court can deal with it. But remember, the Supreme Court, as well as CENI, both are under the armpit of Kabila. Kabila is the one who has been leading those two groups. We'll move forward to the next step, where the Secretary Pompeo is pleased to announce his appointment of Dr. Peter Pham to serve as the United States Special Envoy for the Great Lakes region of Africa. Dr. Pham will be responsible for coordinating the implementation of the United States policy on cross-border security, political and economic issues in the Great Lakes region, with an emphasis on strengthening democratic institutions and civil society, as well as the safe and voluntary return of the region's refugees and internally displaced persons. Dr. Pham will be responsible for the work done by the senior coordinator for the Great Lakes, Ambassador Larry Wallace. U.S. ambassadors to the countries of the Great Lakes region are committed to the conduct of bilateral relations. Pham will work with the Assistant Secretary for the African Affairs and their ambassadors in the region to further the Department of Work toward lasting peace, stability, and economic prosperity in the Great Lakes regions. Many Congolese have said, many Congolese have discussed, many Congolese have contributed by saying that, this guy, he has come to fix the problem of the Congo. Many believe that his presence in the Congo is to tell the government, which has been making life harder for the Congolese people, to leave the power. But I would say that it's not so. This man, Peter, has just come to replace someone who was there to work, and it's time for that person to leave, and is coming to occupy that position. This is not a new position which is made for him in order to intervene for only the Congolese problems, but for all the Great Lakes countries within that region. And those countries, among them are Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, and so on. So he's coming to deal with those countries in order to see what can be done so that the American interest around that region can be protected. It is possible that the American interest for the region is a little bit threatened because of the insecurity around that area of the world. For that reason, Peter Pham is here to protect the interests of Americans in the Great Lakes regions of Africa. And he will continue to coordinate, of course, with the policy, which, the policy of the United States on cross-border security, political and economic issues in the area. And here we're not talking only about the security in the Congo. And security in the Congo actually has been so loose, as you know, regardless of the predecessor of Peter to be there, regardless of the American to be in the Great Lakes region, that did not stop insecurity in the Congo actually. And the person who is coming to occupy that post is just replacing, as I've just said, the one who's there, not to make, to create, I should say, or to say it's like the Holy Ghost who came down on the day of Pentecost and changed the language immediately of the people, but is coming to continue with what his predecessor was doing. They are not coming to establish peace, but to see how we can maintain peace, how we can talk and try to bring peace around the area so that those people of the Great Lakes region and Americans cannot lose their interest. They cannot lose their trust and their day-to-day businesses. They are coming to talk, he is coming also to support the political system around the area, in the region. But this does not necessarily mean that he's coming to fix the political issues of the Congo only or alone, because it's in the great region, he has to deal with different actors of different countries. And because actually people have been saying, if there is insecurity in the Congo or Rwanda or any other country, especially I'm talking about the Congo, it's because very often people of the Congo will see foreigners who will cross the borders to come to Congo in uniforms and they will operate. And people are aware of that. And no one says nothing. And whenever they report that to the authorities of the Congo, the authorities will say, the government of the Congo will say, leave them alone, that's not your business, and so on and so forth. And those people mostly are crossing from Burundi, Rwanda, or our neighbor countries. And they will come into the Congo, they will do whatever they will do, and then we hear about the disaster every time. So Peter, his presence in Africa, his presence in our region does not mean that he's coming now, to separate that tension, that political tension, or to end it. No, he will come and to see. Maybe he may negotiate. He may try to be like a bridge to support peacekeeping within the region. He may come for that. But we should never and ever believe that he will come now to play the political role of the country and put the rest of the country somewhere else. His role is not that. His role is to support the whole region as a whole and not to look, on what you call personal interests of the country. Because he has to protect their interest in Rwanda. He can't say, Rwanda, we can see your soldiers coming to the Congo. What are they doing there? If that will hurt Rwanda, if that will break the relationship between Rwanda and the USA, he won't really go tough. He won't play tough. He will make it to go, a little bit, he will balance the things so that things can go through smoothly. Furthermore, this guy is coming for the economic issues in the great regions. And those issues are not necessarily the Congolese economic problems. He's coming for the whole region, and you look at that perspective as a whole region, not as just for the Congo, as many people have been saying now. So this guy is coming to work for America. He was employed, he was just an employee of the USA to come and play this role around our region. And he may play that role, for us or against us, as long as he protects the interest of his own nation. Similarly, those of Tanzania, those of Uganda, those of Burundi, Rwanda, and Congo also, they are also called to play their roles in order to protect their security, their political arena. They are also fix some economic issues that exist within their territories. And that will lead us to democracy. And Peter will also overlook at the situation of refugees who want voluntarily to go back home. And that is not only about those internal displaced people of the Congo or refugees from the Congo, but also those from other countries in the region. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this because people of the Congo, some people of the Congo believe that, okay, Trump now is coming to fight for us. Trump is coming to remove Kabila from the power. Trump has sent someone who is going to tell Kabila, stop now for doing your tyranny, for doing wrong things to the Congolese people. And I want to see Congo free. I want to see Congo to be a democratic country, as its name says. No, Trump is not doing that at all. For the Congolese people to stand up and to claim their right to help their countries, to clean the mess that has been created, and to continue to move forward, continue with our day-to-day lives. And if we don't do that, and we are sitting back, waiting for Trump to do it for us, waiting maybe for Angela Merkel to do it for us, waiting, I don't know, for any person around the world to do it for the Congo, it will never and ever happen. We'll continue to sleep, and while they are continuing to do their work for their own countries. So therefore, I would like to say that this person, to say a last word maybe, is coming to work toward lasting peace, stability, and economic prosperity within the region. And that peace in the Congo, we are the one who are supposed to bring peace back into our country. Peter won't do it. Even though, let us think, we have got now MONUSCO, which is a peacekeeping mission of the United Nations, which has been in the Congo for the past 20 years. This institution is there to bring peace, but the peace doesn't exist. Are you sure that this person, Peter, will be the one who will bring peace, or who will make the Congo to go to work towards, you know, a lasting peace. We have been talking about stability. Those peacekeepers are there. And many armed forces in the Congo. We don't see stability at all. Maybe it's coming to establish a type of stability which is different to political stability, because you have got different types of stability. It can be a mental one, a moral one, economical one, and so on. What type of stability is he bringing to us? We don't know. What type of peace is he bringing to us? Because you can be there, our borders don't have any peace, our territory doesn't have peace, but you may say that, okay, in your heart you have got peace. Maybe that's what he's bringing to us. And finally, the economic prosperity. We all know how prosper is our country, how prosper is the DRC, is among the richest countries on our planet. But the management of economy now is extremely poor. Everybody comes from everywhere and loot the country, with the agreement with those who are leading the country, actually, with the regime in place. So if that regime in place will quit, if things will change, if the regime will change, we will possibly see or enjoy that prosperity. People have been telling us about prosperity in the Congo, but we never seen it. We have never enjoyed it. We have never even recognized, I mean, you know, it's just like in an abstraction. We have never touched it or seen it. But other people have been benefiting from it, have been enjoying it from it, and those people of the Congo are dying poorer and poorer and poorer every day. So Peter Pham is not coming to establish that. He's coming to establish, to reinforce the policies of his country, the policies or politics of his country within the great region, in order to protect the American interest around the Great Lakes countries. Let's talk a little bit about the opposition. Where the opposition of the Congo, not all of it, but the leaders of 7 big political platforms in the Congo are meeting in Geneva. And their meeting started yesterday, the 9th of November. What has been going on there? 7 of them were present, but somehow 3 of them were asked to leave the room. And those 3 are those who were not selected, who were not accepted, those who were rejected by Seni, those who were rejected by the courts, the Supreme Court of the country. Those candidates are present in Geneva, but they are not allowed, they were not allowed yesterday the 9th to take place into the meeting. Why that? Because candidates are not sure of what has been happening. Apparently, according to them, also, I mean, this time they have said it clearly, among them they have got people who have been communicating with Kabila. And therefore, it looks like there is some leak of information somewhere. Among the 7, one of them, or 2 or 3, I don't know, have been communicating with Kabila back home in the Congo. Whatever they will talk, they will discuss about, whatever they will talk about, that person will pass on the message to the other bloc, to those who are governing the country, to those that they will call enemies, their opponents. Therefore, those 7 were unable to find a common candidate who will represent the opposition for the coming elections. Now, what is going to happen? For that reason, they end up to find, like, you know, someone in ours to stand up and say, okay, I'll organize all for you. And that person is Alan Dos. And Alan Dos, who is the former boss of MONUSCO back in Congo, and is actually the president of the Kofi Annan Foundation. And that guy has requested, asked the 3 candidates who were not maintained, those who were disqualified by Seni and the Supreme Court of the country, to leave the room. So he doesn't have to work with the 7, and now 4 people were received, and he received them one after another one, not all the 4 together. I will come back to this whenever I will develop my comments. Let us look at another point where Tshiani is a journalist for Le Vrai Journal of Congo. And this gentleman, as I told you yesterday, was put under arrest by the Prime Minister of the country. Why is he under arrest? Because he published a piece of information concerned the Prime Minister who have been hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars into his home, and his son stole the money. First of all, you know, a few weeks or months ago, $400,000 got lost in the house of the Prime Minister. Lately, $100,000 again disappeared. The Prime Minister, in sunglasses behind me, he didn't stop the problem there. He called for a witch to come and tell him in front of the whole family who has taken the money, who has stolen the money. And it appeared that the thief is the son of this guy, Mr. Bernard Chibala, who was a thief. He was the one who took the money. And the guy was a little bit ashamed. He left his house. We don't know the story very well, so he left and he disappeared for some time. That news appeared on the social media. Now, this journalist, he picked up that news and he published it. He did some comment about it. Now, the Prime Minister of the Congo, the Prime Minister of this illegal government of the Congo, stood up and he has been now fighting against this gentleman. And my message is this, Mr. Prime Minister Chibala. You know very well that this gentleman is just a simple journalist. He has been doing his work. He collected the news, he gathered information from somewhere, he publishes it. I wonder why you didn't, at the first stance, complain and maybe complain against the person who firstly published this news. Because that news has been going on the media for a number of hours before Tshiani picked it up and also talked about it. That is one. Secondly, losing around $500,000 from your house. What does that mean? Where did the money come from? Because the salary of the Prime Minister is not even up to $500 a year. The Prime Minister is well educated. And he knows, he has got the notion of, you know, putting your money in a bank account. Why didn't you deposit that money into your bank account where the money was supposed to be safe? And thirdly, although you was a Prime Minister of an illegal government, you should know better that, you know, this is my responsibility. I kept the money inside my house. Maybe I didn't lock the doors. Or maybe I trusted my people. The money got lost. Meaning that you are not a good parent. Excuse me to tell you that. Because you should educate your children. Teach them that to steal is not only a sin, but it will also bring your family, your dignity, and their dignity down. So now, if you cannot educate your children, if you cannot take care of the money inside your family, inside your house, how can you educate a nation? How can you educate, you know, can you take care of the entire country? If you are unable to take just control, you know, take control of just your small house, how can you take control of the whole country? That is your irresponsibility. It hurts, but this is the truth. This is your irresponsibility, Mr. Chibala. And you should feel a little bit ashamed. And your shame should be on the side that, you know, this gentleman published the news. Instead of, you know, complaining, making your son to be under arrest, you attack this gentleman, put him to jail. Where is your son now? You should send him to jail because he's a thief. A thief is not supposed to be in your house. And because it is now exposed, he was the one who stole the money. Why to not take him to court? Proofs is there. You have got all the proof. Take your son to court rather than doing what you are doing to this gentleman. And furthermore, at the court where the gentleman was taken, all judges refuses to stand in front of him or to judge him. The boy was presented yesterday to courts of law. No judge shows up. Today again, no judge shows up. All judges are afraid because there are some messages of intimidation. If you judge this gentleman and you let him go free, I, Chibala, as the prime minister of this illegal government, I will also kill you, punish you, or I will deal with you. Intimidating even the justice system of the country. Because there is no judgment and this gentleman cannot stay longer than 48 hours in a small cell of the court in Gombe, they were planning to transfer him last night, to the prison of Makala. Does he deserve this? So Chibala, you should maybe refrain. Stop a little bit and think twice. Your actions, are they really dignifying you? What you are doing now, it will be a silly mistake. Leave this gentleman alone. Let him free, go free, so that he can do his job, look after his family, and continue your ways. The good news is that your witch, because you trust so much in wizardry, your witch guy has already shown you, has already proved to you who stole your money. You should maybe use this gentleman and tell him, look, tell people the money is here now, and they can publish that news for you. That's a good news. Money disappeared in the house of Chibala, and miraculously, using a witchcraft, using, someone who knew you, who came from somewhere, now the money is back. And people will say, yeah, Chibala really knows how to search for money. And that will be a good advice for you now to take that money, go and deposit it to the bank, rather than keeping it in your house. So my message to you is, let Tshiani to walk free. Let him walk free. This will take me now to our comment today, and my comment will be based on the 7 people who are now in Geneva. Because those 7 people, our leaders, couldn't talk frankly to each other about who is that person who has been collaborating with Kabila behind the back of others, they end up now to come across a situation of mistrust. Mistrust. They fear to express themselves in front of each other. Jean-Pierre Bemba couldn't tell or point his finger to Kamere, it's you, the one who has been collaborating with Kabila. Or Kamere to tell maybe Jean-Pierre Bemba or Matungulo and so on, They couldn't really face, speak as political men, as Congolese men, and tell each other the truth. And it ended up that the world, those who organize those meetings, those who pretend to be there to support them, they said, look, now we'll take the boss of Kofi Annan Foundation to help you. And this guy will help you in your discussion to choose your leader, because yourself you cannot do it. Yourself you don't trust each other. This guy will help you. How is he going to help them? How? First of all, those 7 people who promised to call the Congolese people, we are going to meet, and before the 10th, by the 10th of November, meaning today, will present to you a common candidate, a unique candidate for the opposition. Suddenly, they reach there, they cannot now tell who is who or who has been doing what. While people, simple people like me and you, we know some of those people in that group who have been working as spies of Kabila, who have been working as, collaborators of Kabila. We know that very well. And I've been saying it, not only for today, but for a number of days now. I just keep repeating it. Among the 7, there are people who have been, betraying the country. And today, some people have been writing to me saying, yes, you're right. Yes, I've been right for that. Now my wonder is, if Odon can know that, if you can know that, why not those leaders of the opposition who are well informed, who are aware of what has been happening, pretend to not knowing who is that person who has been betraying the Congolese nation and or betraying that group of opposition and informing Kabila of what has been taking place. They know that person. But they don't have the courage to confront him or them. They don't have the courage to speak loudly. Or again, all of them, all of them are corrupt. And they are now fearing to point their fingers at each other as they're trying to escape. So that today, the 10th, they cannot tell us who is that leader that they have chosen for us. Maybe this is another way of saying, look, we wanted so much to give you a leader, but we discovered that, among us, there are people who have been betraying us. Then we stop, we need help. Or we can extend our meeting, we can postpone it again. Possibly, possibly not. Therefore, this guy, Alan Dos, as I told you, was the former boss of MONUSCO. MONUSCO is a branch of peacekeepers in the Congo. Recently, the government of Congo rejected any support from MONUSCO to organize the elections in the Congo. Surprisingly, their former boss who has been working with Kabila for a number of years, if not weeks or days or months, now is accepted to be the one who will put the opposition leaders together and choose for them or help them to choose a common candidate. Anyway, FCC, the other platform, political platform of Kabila, they also chose their candidate. They chose their candidate, Ramazani Shadari. We didn't see Alain Dos to come and help them to choose a candidate. We didn't see all those foreigners, institutions, or politicians, or countries to come behind Kabila and say, look, we have to help you to choose a candidate. They didn't organize the meeting for that platform of FCC, those big political parties of Kabila, to help them to choose a candidate. Now it's a time for the opposition to choose a candidate. They are there, present there. We have to choose a candidate. We have to help you for the process. What is going on behind the curtains? Suddenly, Jean-Pierre Bemba, Adolphe Muzito, and Moïse Katumbi are asked to leave the room. Why that? Because they are not so far candidates for the presidential. They were disqualified. They were excluded. Therefore, they were asked to leave the room. Remember, those 7 leaders came together to choose a common candidate for the country. And the common candidate, of course, should not come from the 3 who are not included in the process, but those 3 are there to support the 4 who were retained. They are there to support therefore, to choose someone who will defend the interest of the whole country. Behind Bemba, behind Muzito, behind Katumbi, there are millions of people. They have got followers and their numbers are really bigger. And if today Katumbi has to stand against all of those candidates, he will win. If today Jean-Pierre Bemba has to stand up against all those candidates, he will win the seat, the presidential seat. But because they were put astray by the country, here also in this meeting of the leaders of the opposition, the 7 pillars of those leaders, some people also outside of the country continues to put them aside. We don't want you to be in this meeting. Please get out. We will first of all deal with the 4 that we believe they were maintained. And in the meetings, they didn't ask them. Those who remained in the meeting, sorry, they didn't have the courage to ask those organizers, why are you sending out the 3? Because they are a part of our platform. And their parties, political parties, are bigger. And those also were asked to leave the room. They left the room without maybe knowing exactly why, what, or, you know, trying at least to say, no, we are here for this. We are the organizers, and we organize this meeting for a good purpose. Politely, quietly, they left the room. And those who remain inside, it's like, yeah, they have decided to leave, it's okay. Is it maybe a strategy so that these people who left the room tomorrow, they will tell us, no, it is not us. We were not in that meeting. They didn't give us a chance to be in. So we washed our hands and we left. Is it a way of saying those who stayed inside the room, they will tell us, okay, we did a vote because we had no choice. The others left us and they didn't want to participate. Furthermore, when they were received, the organizers didn't receive all the 4 at once. No, they started now to receive one after another one. You walk in, maybe they will ask you a few questions. Who is that person that you believe has been working with Kabila? Why? Who do you think should be a good candidate or best one? Of course, it will be me. And after you, who can come at the second position or the other one? And so on and so forth. And once you finish to say that, because they didn't have the courage to tell each other the truth as the Congolese men, Congolese politicians, now they are telling these organizers or these men Alain Dos about all their mess, about all what they think they know. And for this man, maybe to judge or to, if you want, excuse me the term to judge, to advise. Or again, to bring them together, I don't know. But so far, our 4 men who remained in the room, they shouldn't forget that we are now splitted again in 2. We are not 7 anymore, we remain 4. Is it a strategy to continue to support Kabila? Question mark. Then, whenever they told, whatever they told this guy, it's good to tell on your people, to tell on your people, to tell on your friends, your colleagues, to this man. And this man, as a reconciliator, if you want, he listened to your story, but one day, this story might be published in his biography. He will write a biography one day because it's now common. And in his biography, he may write about it, whatever you are telling him today. The shame is that you didn't have the courage to speak loud or to talk to your brothers and sisters and deal with that issue wherever you were, you 7. For a number of months or days, you have been telling us that you are united. You have promised to the Congolese people that we work together as a team. But you are unable to tell your team members their mistakes or the suspicions that you have or your differences. But now, like a children do, excuse me to say that, they are not children, but like a children do in front of their parents or their teachers, they will come and tell on each other. Mommy, do you know what he said? He's the one who said that. He's the one. Okay, go outside now. Okay, next one come in. What happened? Oh, Daddy, he's the one who said that. He did that. I saw this. And then, okay, next one. That's what we are doing. This is just kidding. Kidding with the country of the Congolese people. This is kidding with the lives of people of the Congo who have been dying like flies every single day. You have to remember that your failure will not only kill the Congolese people who are free today in the Congo, but also it will push people who are in the jails. Those political leaders, pioneers who are under arrest, they will die in jails. Because their hopes is that whenever the regime will change with what you are doing today, they hope there will be a change, and during that change, or after that change, they will be set free. You are killing those people in jails. You are killing those who are now in exile. They can't go back home. How are they going to go back home? Because if you go to this election with the wrong candidates, what is going to happen? We are sure, and I know it very well, I've been saying it again, some of your candidates will come outside that room tomorrow or today telling us that, oh yeah, we have found a candidate, this is our candidate, but later on they will start to cry. I didn't choose that one, I thought it will be this other. Because you tell this man, Alan, the names, and Alan will come and say, okay, I met you 4 people, 3 or 4 chose this one. And you will never and ever have the courage to go and ask your friend, who did you choose? Because the 2 of you, you couldn't even communicate from the beginning, from the start. You did it secretly with Alan. Someone else will come and do it secretly. And whenever you will publish the name, you will be shocked. So who is going to choose a candidate for us? Is it your group or is it the group of the organizers? You understand? Therefore, this will pass, but it will not pass just like that. It will bring a lot of consequences. And among those consequences, as I say, some people who are in jail, they will die in jail. Those who are outside of the country, they will continue to live outside of the country. Those who are targeted now, they will be victims. And even the remains, or the bodies of Tshisekedi, Mobutu, those bodies, I'm not even quite sure if they will come back, they will return to Congo. And furthermore, you'll go to the elections. What is going to happen is they are going to dodge the elections. Because you know that the machine, which is as electoral machine, is tricked. So they are going to dodge the election. They are going to trick it. And once tricked, what will happen? You know what is going to happen is they are going to win. And you can tell people, let us go to the election. We have to go so that we can vote. We can kick them out. How are you going to kick them out with that machine presently there? Now, actually, people are a little bit distracted. No one talks for the last 2 hours. For the last 24 hours, no one talks anymore about the voting machine. People are now focusing on a new leaders. Who will be the candidate? Every single platform is saying it should be our representative, our president, the president of the party. Every political party is saying, you know, it should be ours. By waiting, people continue to live in pressure and people continue, you know, to fight. There is a fight of mind, a fight between the Congolese, actually. Some people will be pleased with the result, others won't. Will you have a time to prepare those people to come together and unite again? We have got only 43 days to go. And after those 43 days, I mean, after choosing your leader, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, we will know who will be the, you know, the candidate for the opposition. The opposition of those 7 political parties. The other group of the opposition also will give to us as their candidate, and the independent also will give to us their candidate. Then we are going to face the elections. But before the elections, you have to come to us with a plan, a program. How are you going to lead us? And while you are wasting time People like Shadari has been going everywhere to start his campaigning, although the date is not there yet. And he was in Bujimai as I showed you the images. Maybe I can remind you again. He came with that jet. He landed in Bujimai and he started to campaign. But do you know what? The rain, someone has just told me, it rained heavily. The old people of Bujimai, they said, no, we don't want this man here because he has been the one who orchestrated, you know, the massacre of Kamwina Sampu. He has got blood on his hand. Now he's going back to Kasai in the same provinces, in the same area where Kamwina Sampu operated, where people have been saying he's the one who, you know, gave it a go, paying people money, forcing policemen, forcing businessmen, forcing soldiers to come to the stadium and welcoming them with their wives and their children. And elders were unhappy. So they made the rain, and there was a rain which was really heavy, and everybody ran away. So people couldn't celebrate the welcome of Shadari. I've got those images of rain on photos. You know, I've got photos that were just sent to me, and the rain destroyed everything. And Shadari continues to do his campaigning while our opposition are just there, you know, marking around. And time is ticking. And at the end of the day, they will tell us there is no time. We couldn't do it because we didn't have enough time. They will tell the Congolese people, let us go to the election then, and we will wait for the result. After the result, and we don't win, then we can take actions. Are you sleeping? Are you dreaming? Or are you awake? You know that those machines are tricked, but you are encouraging people to go to the election. You have to be careful with what you are doing. We have to look ahead and do what is fair to our fellow Congolese people. I will be quite happy if the leaders of the opposition will choose for us a candidate, and this common candidate will come to us to tell us now how are we going to apply this Article 64, because I'm sure at 95% we may end up for not having the elections in the Congo. And the leader will say, okay, because the election won't take place, the voting machine are tricked, we are not going to that election, this is what we are going to do. I'm the leader of this opposition, let me take you through the process of Article 64. And present to us the program. That's a program that you members of the opposition should do. Start to make a program based on Article 64. And start to teach people about it. That is what we are expecting from you. Don't just bring to us a puppet. I'm sorry to say that. Don't just bring to us a puppet and say this is the leader of the opposition. We will be puppeted by Kabila again. People are tired. The regime is tired. We have seen a lot of blood. We have lost ours. Many people have been killed. Many people have been vanishing. Many people have been kidnapped because of the mistakes of our politicians. May God bless the Congo. Congo will remain one, will remain a country which will be united with love and unity of the Congolese people. We are going to win the battle. With love, our little actions, faith in God, prayers that will lead us to victory. So we don't have to sit there, put our hands like that and say, okay, we are waiting now for God to come down and do it. No, we have to stand up and do something. And God will take us towards the victory. So I invite you today to be with us, to stop and think about your country, to stop and think about how much you love Congo, how much you love the Congolese people, how much you love your nation. And based on that, stand up and intervene. People in Kamako, those are people, Congolese who have been expelled from Angola. Every single day, 10 to 20,000 Congolese come back home. They have nowhere to go. They have nothing. And they have been asking us to collect some fund for them. But a big shame is that people don't donate. We say, first of all, thank you for those who have sacrificed the little they have in order to help our Congolese brethren, brothers and sisters. So far, we have got less than $250 to help our friends and family members who stuck somewhere nearby the border or by the border of our country and they don't know where to go because everything was destroyed. They cannot go back to Kasai due to the Kamuna sample operation. Wherever they are, they have been, raped. Women actually at Kamakos have been raped. People have been dying there. People they die there. Malaria, cholera, and so on. All of those situations, we hear about them every time. Those people need help. Today we are the 10th of November. By the 15th of November, we will stop this collect of funds. And the $200 and something that we have, if we don't get more or enough to help those people, we will refund you. We'll give it back to you. Those also in Beni, Bunia, and so on, those who have been also going through a lot, we are going also to tell you they need also help. And if you don't contribute, then we can't do much. We pass on the information to you. It's up now to you, your golden heart, and to say, these are my brothers and sisters. Let me do this sacrifice to help them. $1 from you, $10 from you, €1 from you, 1 Congolese franc from you. It will be helpful. Therefore, if you go down wherever we put the description of our videos in YouTube, you will see there this link, which is GoFundMe/Unité Populaire. Click on that and it will take you through the steps and you can contribute to help our brothers and sisters. Otherwise, they will continue to die like flies and you could save lives of 10 people, 15 or 20. So it's up to you and me and others to contribute in order to save the lives of others. May God bless the Congo. I will let you go now and reminding you that today on the 10th, we will have our reflection. It will be at 7 p.m. time of New York, 4 p.m. time of Los Angeles, 6 p.m. time of Chicago. It will be on Sunday, 10 a.m. time of Paris. It will be at 12 a.m. Saturday to Wade, Sunday in London, 2 a.m. Sunday in Johannesburg, and 1 a.m. in Kinshasa on Sunday. In Kinshasa, even it will be good because at time during the night, there is not a lot of problems with internet connections. So you can participate and call us on our number. And from this number, you can also share with us your views about our new leader from this opposition. And we'll talk about him and we'll talk about how we are going to support him. And if the elections won't take place, what is going to be the role of this leader? Is he going to help us to do this Article 64? Does he have any plan and how things are going to work? Thank you very much for now and catch up next time. Goodbye.